All right, wonderful people, lovers of freedom. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to each and every one of you. Welcome back to Expose News TV, your one and only YouTube platform. We're giving up back-to-back updates on how things they be, on how things they shele for Biafra land and beyond. If you're joining us for the first time, remember to subscribe and turn on your notifications too. Also, remember to like and share this broadcast too. All right, the Nigerian military currently arresting Southeast residents detains outrageous number of Igbos in Niger State's Wawa barracks. This is coming from Barrister Ejiofor. Yes, my people, if this particular talk was coming from the PM Simon Ekpa Njoko, people would come out and say that is always the normal talk of the PM, and we know even at this point that even the Barrister Ejiofor at this point is not in good terms, or PNB is not even happy with everything that is going on with that concerns Barrister Ejiofor, and he's coming out to say this. What does this say about this particular news that is coming out at the moment? Yes, so that you would not claim or say that it's just normal talk just to push the agenda of the Biafra movement. Yes, Ejiofor said that the enforced disappearance in the southeast region of Nigeria has become a harrowing crisis that politicians in the region, especially those who are currently campaigning for elections in 2027, have continued to willfully ignore. Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor, human rights activist, has raised the alarm over the rising incidents of abductions and enforced disappearances of the Southeast residents, allegedly by the Nigerian security forces, the ZOO security forces. Ejiofor said that enforced disappearance in Southeast region of Nigeria has become a harrowing crisis that politicians in the region, especially those who are currently campaigning for elections in 2027, have continued to willfully ignore. He lamented that hundreds of Southeast elderly parents, young men and women are allegedly regularly taken by Nigerian security forces, disappearing without a trace, noting that the relatives of the victims could no longer determine the status or whereabouts or whether they were still alive. Ejiofor said that Ejiofor commented in a recent publication that he has raised this alarm over the shocking number of our people being abducted daily by state actors under the guise of combating rising insecurity in the southeast, when actually the people that should be looked into concerning this rising insecurity is the north, as a whole lot of things keep happening out their area. But then what they are more concerned about is the Biafra movement, and that is why they send their people instead of to protect themselves from whatever it is they are facing there, which we all know that it's actually government people that are sponsoring those people that are terrorizing them. Of course, what they have decided to do is to send these same people to us here to come and kill and abduct people that would help the cause of the movement. Hundreds of our elderly parents, brothers, and sisters are regularly taken by Nigerian security forces, disappearing without a trace. Our concern deepens with the increasing number of distress calls we receive daily from the families of some of these victims of enforced disappearance. It is especially troubling that the relatives of these victims can no longer determine their status, whereabouts, or even whether they are still alive. The reason for their arrest remains unknown because there is no reason, no just cause for arresting these people, further compounding the agony for their families. Unfortunately, this alarming trend has not been met with the deserving public outcry and condemnation, particularly from those who claim to represent us in high political offices. Instead, a fraction of these officials, seemingly absorbed by the privileges of their position, are preoccupied with the preparation for the upcoming election. Now that the Amnesty International has stepped into to corroborate our concerns about these secret abductions and forced disappearances, we call on our political leaders across all levels to denounce the state actors responsible for this crime against humanity and demand an end to these grave infractions. Of course, these people are not concerned because they don't want to get themselves involved or get killed or warned by the people that are actually involved in the abductions. They are scared of them. The leaders are scared of them. They sound what they only are interested in is the money and the positions they would get from when anything works out well for them. He says here that we have also suggested in our various discussions that security agents have the capacity to identify their targets and apprehend the actual threats, yet they continue to target ostensibly innocent and harmless citizens, which is the truth. Uh, According to him, these innocent individuals are then transported to unknown locations where they may be either killed or indefinitely detained without any trace. Wawa military barracks in Niger State, for instance, is currently holding an outrageous high number of innocent Igbos who have been detained indefinitely with no hope of freedom in sight. I am urging consequences. They are suffering for the consequences of the things that are happening to them. He says here that trouble is brewing in Delta State after the bodies of policemen killed by Fulani herdsmen were discovered. A collaborative effort between security forces and local vigilantes resulted in the retrieval of deceased police officers' bodies belonging to the IRT Abuja PMF 51 Ogara and Anti-Kidnapping Squad Asaba. So these are the set of people that their bodies were found recently that were killed by Fulani herdsmen, and they are still keeping these people in their stead. They are still keeping this set of people in their stead, and that is why we can never allow them to encroach into our own land. They have already encroached, they have started entering, but we will not allow them to do that anymore, because the more they encroach, the more they enter into our land, the more they take over and want to feel that they have something they need to do in our place, and we will not let them have that. Yes, we can never let them have that. Okay, it continues. The recovered corpses of the officers have been deposited at Mariri Central Hospital morgue in Ugili, disclosed a senior security source at the Delta State Police Command, speaking on the condition of anonymity. The recovery operation, conducted in Ugili North local government area of Delta State, followed extensive search efforts in the forest on both Sunday and Monday. So these people have been missing for some time. On January 24th, 2024, 3 officers, all inspectors, were dispatched to the Ororo community in Ugili North, Delta State, in response to a distress call made by an individual named Moses Progress. The distress caller alleged an attack by suspected Fulani herdsmen, leading to the officers' deployment. Tragically, they never returned, and with their fate shrouded in uncertainty. So they called these people and they sent only 3 police officers instead of them to send a full squad to go and handle these people. Fulani herdsmen normally move in bulk, and you sent only 3 people. What do you expect? Of course, they have taken them down. Although the police authorities in Delta State have remained silent about the incident, a group of local vigilante members discovered the bodies of some of the slain officers. The report continued. Operation Huts belonging to the suspected killer Fulani herdsmen were demolished, and 6 corpses were found in the Agadama bush, while the whereabouts of the 15 others remain unknown. Regarding the discovery, the anonymous security source further elaborated. They spent over 3 hours at the hospital morgue during the documentation before being attended to at Ugili Central Hospital. Another source, when queried, mentioned no details yet, and I will get back to you as we progress, indicating ongoing investigation into the matter. My people, this is what it is, and this is what things would always end up to be, so far as it concerns the Fulani herdsmen being allowed to encroach, because these Fulani herdsmen, they are trouble. They are full-time trouble, and the earlier we get to find out that these people do not have a place with us, and they can never have a place with us in the southeast. I don't care about wherever they are, in Abuja or wherever, those people, they can allow them encroach into their land. But in our own land, Abia State, Imo State, Ebonyi State, Enugu State, and the rest, we are not allowed to let them in. We cannot let them in. If not, we risk losing lives of maybe innocent farmers, innocent people that are around. And that is the reason we must avoid
we must avoid anything that will allow us calm down when we see them encroaching or entering into our land. We cannot do that. We cannot let them do that. And so because of that, we will always be at alert to make sure that they do not encroach into our land to do things that are not that to do things that would cause mayhem or trouble in our society or in our community. And yes, we've come to the end of this particular broadcast. Thank you for joining us. Remember to subscribe and turn on your notifications too. Thank you.